It's always a tough game. Always a tough game, but everyone is tough, and we've had that early part of the season. We've been to some really tough places and got some really good results. So we know we have to work hard. We have to play with our quality, and like I said, we don't assume that we can just turn up and win. We'll have to work very hard, play with the quality and speed that we can do, and like I said, hopefully get the result. Of course, I think any team playing, they go away, it's always nice to have a fairly large group of your supporters there to give you that backing. But if they're not there, then we can't use that as an excuse. We've shown already with no supporters that we can get big results. So yeah, we'll be very much together, and the 500 odd supporters that were there, well, hopefully we can give them a really good day when they're there. They're all tough games up here. There's never an easy game. You have to earn the right, and that'll be the same at the weekend. But we're entering into a run of games now, which is really exciting, and Tynecastle's the first of those. So we'll prepare for a tough game, but we'll look to work how we have been, and look to play with our intensity and our work rate, and hopefully then our quality can come through.
Hello and a warm welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. We're here to go over everything Celtic again. Quite a few things have happened since the last podcast. Got John here. How you doing today, John?
I'm all right, Xander. How's yourself?
Aye, I'm okay. I'll quickly run through the day's results. With Ross County St Mirren off, St Johnstone Motherwell off, Aberdeen and Dundee off, all due to the heavy rain. With Kilmarnock 3, Livingston 1 and Rangers 4, Hibs nothing. No shocks there, John?
No, I have nothing more to say on that.
So what it does mean is it's a must-win for us tomorrow against Hearts. I know we've already went over the Hearts game, but just a wee quick 2 minutes on it. It's now turned into a must-win game, John.
Aye, well, every game's a must-win game, isn't it, really? So, nothing's changed there, really, Xander, for me. It's always been a must-win game. But touching on these games, Celtic, back-to-back away games, that's twice it's happened. You had Motherwell and Livingston away, and then another back-to-back away. 4 out of 5 games away from home. So we've got Hearts and Hibs next. We had Motherwell and Livingston before that, with Kilmarnock Sammys in the middle. Ridiculous. I don't know who's making these fixtures up. Says that to you before in another podcast. Why is this happening? All these away games, back-to-back ones.
Yep, so the new Rangers manager, Patrick Clements, gets a nice, comfortable 2 home games in a row to settle them in. Just what you need, isn't it?
Well, it always happens when they're on their knees. Something comes along and helps them. 2 home games in a row again. It's just ridiculous. And I wait to see in the season if they've got any situations like that, back-to-back away games, 1 home game and then another back-to-back away. See if that happens to them, because I guarantee you it won't.
Yeah. All right, so the gap's close to 4 points. A win tomorrow puts it back up to 7 points. So we'll touch on the Hearts game later on in the podcast. The news regarding Celtic over the last couple of days, Matt O'Reilly, obviously he's extended his contract to 2027. So we've got Matt here for the next 4 or 5 years, John. That's great news, isn't it?
Aye. He's one of your favourite players, Matt O'Reilly, isn't he? I mean, we've had Rio Hatate recently as well, another one of our favourite players extending his contract.
Aida Kyogo.
And Hatate, and now Matt O'Reilly. So, all our favourite players, basically. Probably the best players at Celtic.
Yeah, I think Calmac extended his contract as well.
Aye, Callum McGregor. So all good, all the good players, all the ones that we like. The only one that's not extended his contract is Carter Vickers, one of our other favourite players.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that he signs on as well, makes his time at Celtic a longer one, longer and a more fruitful time at Celtic. But no, it's all
Yeah.
good news, and it's the signing front for Celtic. All our best players are signing new contracts, so that's great news, of course, because you want to keep our best players as long as possible. So that's fantastic news with Matt O'Reilly, I think.
Aye, so it's brilliant news. You know, we're tying down all our best players in long-term contracts. It can only be a good thing. And obviously, Matt O'Reilly, he won Player of the Month as well. So things are looking good for Matt just now.
Aye.
And Brendan, he won the Manager of the Month award. So, you know, Brendan doing really well. He had his press conference yesterday. Did you hear anything about his press conference, John?
I watched that. Kind of vague in what he was talking about. He was basically getting asked about players that was out injured and they're back training again. Like Naroski, he's back in training again, which is good. Leo Abada, still out to December. And he just signed a new contract as well, of course, and then got injured right after it.
Mm-hmm.
What else was Brendan talking about? He was talking about the fans' allocation. He was asked about that. But he's basically just saying, of course we can get a result. We went to Ibrox without any fans and got a result, you know. And I totally agree with him there. But what else was he saying? The squad was too big was another thing he was playing, of course. I don't know if you've got that. But that was one thing I picked out his press conference. Was he was saying that the squad was too big. Then they got on to talking about, somebody mentioned Kobayashi, and he says, look, we're basically getting too many defenders. And of course you can't accommodate them all. Because you've got Naroski, Lagabielka, Kobayashi, Carter Vickers, Stephen Welsh, and Big Liam Scales. That's a lot of centre backs, isn't it?
There is a lot. I mean, we went through a period when we were struggling for cover at centre back, and now we've got 5 or 6 centre backs. So he's right. There's far too many. Let's go through some of the players that's making the squad too big. Then, John, I've got a few jotted down here. You've already mentioned Kobayashi. We think he's going to be sent out on loan.
Aye, I think that's probably the best thing for that boy is to put him out on loan. Hopefully in Scotland, so we can keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm. McCarthy, we need to get a shot at him.
Aye,
you know, he's how many games has he played for Celtic? 4 or 5 all in. You know, it's just he's a wage sitting there it can be spent on a top quality player. Then we've got Iwata. John, what's his future, do you think?
Japan's player of the year last year, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Before he joined Celtic. I don't think it looks like it's no working out for him, does it?
He's not even coming on as a sub anymore. At least last season he was getting some fleeting appearances, substitute appearances here and there. He was getting some game time. But this season he's had nothing, and I think he's a quality player as well. I'd like to see him stay at the club. John, what do you think?
Aye, of course I'd like to see him staying, but how's he going to get into the team? I mean, he did have a spell. I think he played a couple of games at left back, and he got really badly exposed in that position. I think that maybe messed things up for him a wee bit. He's not a left back or a right back or anything to do with defence. He shouldn't be in the defence at all because he can't defend. But in the centre of the park, he's decent. He's a really good player, really talented young player, I think. Again, another one that could possibly get on loan, I think. And then there's the player that's forgotten about, of course, Marco Telio. So Brendan was asked about him, and he's saying he's found it hard to settle at Celtic. He's starting to find his feet, basically. That's what Brendan's take on that was. Of course, he was injured as well.
That's the Australian winger, isn't it?
Aye, young boy, Marco Telio. So he's basically, Brendan says he's found it hard to settle at Celtic, but he's now starting to find his feet. So we'll see what happens there. Keep an eye on that. He's never made an appearance for Celtic. But if you want to go on about players that's maybe not got a future at Celtic, Kobayashi could be one of them, I think. I was going to say Stephen Welsh, but again, that's another boy that just signed a new contract. To me, he's not got a future at Celtic. I don't think he's Celtic class. No disrespect to the boy, but I just don't think he's good enough to play for Celtic. Taylor could be another one that could maybe find himself out. I don't know. He's never played, so maybe I'm being a bit premature saying that, but we've never seen him playing for Celtic. And with words like he's found it hard to settle, it's no sounding good. Nawrocki, I liked him when I seen him playing. I quite liked him. He never really put a foot wrong, did he?
No. You've got to remember, we're going to still need cover at centre back, so we do need to keep players like Welsh and Nawrocki available, as well as Lagerbielke.
I think 4 centre halves would be enough to keep. But another player I wanted to touch on was would you call Mikey Johnson? Do you think there's a future at Celtic for him?
The many chances as that boy had at Celtic, and failed every time. I'd love to see the boy be successful here, but he's been given chance after chance and just not done it every time. Does he get another chance? I'd give him another chance. He's playing for Ireland now. Maybe his confidence is up. So why not give him a chance? Give him a game at home against, no disrespect to St Johnstone or Dundee, one of these teams, give him a game at home and see what he does. You can only try and give him another chance, I suppose, and see how he performs.
Aye, absolutely. But see, the thing I'm thinking when I think about Mikey Johnson is going by a couple of players and then running the ball at the park. How many times did he do that?
He did that a lot.
He was constantly doing that, and it was really frustrating. You can see that he's got ability, but in the final third, I think he can't get a cross away. He seemed to just run out the park. I try and take it around too many players. One of the players that thinks he's better than he actually is, maybe, and ends up getting the ball took off him or run out the park. So if you can clean that up, if he can clean that side of his game up, I think he possibly might have a future at Celtic.
We'll wait and see, John. We'll wait and see. That's all we can do. Only Brendan knows what his plans are for young Mikey Johnson. I say young Mikey Johnson. What age is he now? 24 or something?
He must be 20.
He's not a kid anymore. Bernaby, what's his future?
Again, another boy that's not made many appearances this season. He came on in the derby, didn't he, at Ibrox?
Not sure.
He came on. He came on in the second half. I thought he played well when he came on in the second half at Ibrox. I'm sure it was Ibrox he came on. But he definitely did come on at Ibrox, and he played pretty well when he came on. But fleeting appearances for him. And it was the same under Ange as well, wasn't it? Fleeting appearances. So, I don't know. Is there a future for him at Celtic? I don't really think so.
So that's potentially Kobayashi, McCarthy, Iwata, Bernaby, and Tilio could be leaving in January, do you think? Potentially?
Potentially.
5 players?
Potentially. Aye, potentially. I can only say that.
Which would then free up some cash to bring in some new players, obviously. So I'm sure Brendan knows exactly what he's doing. He'll be the man in charge of that. He'll make the decisions, and we'll watch this space. With the players, just going on to Brendan Rodgers' press conference, obviously, Abada. Is it December he's due back, Abada?
Aye, December, aye.
It must have been quite a bad injury he got. So Abada's Maeda. I didn't even know Maeda had picked up an injury, and that's why he never played for Japan. So he never went away with Japan, but apparently he's fit now, so he's ready and ready to go for Hearts. Welsh, as you say, a couple of weeks away yet, and Nawrocki is fit. So we've now got Nawrocki, Lagerbielke, Scales, Carter Vickers, and Phillips. 5 centre backs.
Aye,
and ready to go.
Aye, well, it's a big improvement for the start of the season, Xander, when everybody was injured. But
yeah, that's why we brought in Phillips, wasn't it?
Aye. It's good to have a wealth of centre backs at the club for a wee change, and they're all at half decent quality, huh?
I'm like you. I like the look of Nawrocki with a couple of games he played. He didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't make any mistakes in the 2 games he played. He looked solid in defence. He could find a good long pass as well, I noticed. He could step out into the midfield. So Naroki is a quality centre-back for us. So I'd like to see him getting some more game time. But who do you drop out? Scales and Carter Vickers are brilliant at the back just now for us.
This is the thing, innit? Who do you drop? You can't drop Liam Scales. If I was to pick a top 3 players so far in the season, Liam Scales would definitely be one of them. Let's not kid ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't drop Liam Scales. Knowing you're performing like that, and Brendan knows that, he's not going to drop a player that's bang on form and close to winning man of the match every game. You can't drop a player like that.
No.
So
That's a nice headache to have, John, isn't it? I suppose that's the only way you can really look at it. We've got cover there, and that's all we've been looking for is cover at the centre half position. All right, we'll move on for the press conference for Brendan. Did you hear the stories of this? You'll like this one, John. The stories of Ryan Christie being linked to a move to Celtic in January.
Oof, I hope not. Nah, I do not see him and Armstrong. You know my feelings on they two. I do not want to see them anywhere near Celtic, any of them. A couple of wee money.
Well, it's been rumoured that Brendan's interested in bringing him back to Celtic in January. He's obviously his contract's running out, and Rodgers is interested in bringing him back. Obviously, it might be just rumours. I'm not 100% sure. But if he was to come back, I mean, he's no any better than the players we've got there just now. He's not going to play in front of Hatate or McGregor or Matt O'Reilly, is he? He would be coming in as a backup player, I would say.
It's not that he's no any better than any of the players that we've got there now. He's nowhere near as good as any of the players that we've got just now. In my opinion, I don't rate Christie. I never have rated him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see him in Celtic. I just don't want to see him anywhere near Celtic.
Well, apparently Brendan's got an eye on him to bring him back to Celtic in January. You know, for me, if he was to come back, it would just be a squad player.
COVID boy. All he reminds me is the player that wanted away during COVID. Everybody knew he wanted away. Him and Armstrong, the two of them. They just tore your soul apart, knowing that they're playing every game and they don't want to be there. They weren't performing. Would you want to see that back at Celtic?
Personally, I wouldn't take him back either, to be honest with you. But you know, it's Brendan Rodgers that makes the decisions, isn't it? So we've got to go with whatever he decides, I suppose. But
a lot of teams didn't want him back at Celtic either, did they? Brendan Rodgers. But me personally, I was glad when he came back.
Nah, well, I'm over the moon to have him back personally, but
absolutely.
So we'll watch that one in January as well. We'll see if anything happens with Ryan Christie. Want to keep an eye on, I suppose.
Aye.
Right, moving on. The Green Brigade suspended for a couple of games, away games. That is suspended for a couple of away games due to, I don't know, was it some barriers being broke at a Motherwell game or at a Hearts game, and a handful of UEFA fines. So the board have decided they're going to suspend them for the next couple of away fixtures. I'll give my take on it first, John. We need the Green Brigade there. The atmosphere they bring to every game, home and away, is brilliant. You know, for me, the Green Brigade, they've got to be there every game.
It's no good. When I heard that, I was like, oh no. You need them at the games, like you say, Xander. We need the Green Brigade there. Even at the home games, they just carry it. They're in that corner, singing their hearts out. They don't stop. But like you says, if there's rumours, I can only put that in quotations, rumours.
But for me, the Green Brigades, you know, they bring colour, brightness and life to every single game they attend. So for me, you know, I don't know, is it only one game, 2 games? I'm not sure how many games they've been suspended for.
It's supposed to be 3 games, Xander.
Is it 3 games, right? Aye, so it's not great, is it? You know, and it causes a sort of a divide as well. You know, we don't need any divides in amongst the support.
I seen a headline somewhere, and when I seen that they were banned for 3 games, I didn't bother reading on. You don't want to read stuff like that because we all love the Green Brigade. You know, they're a godsend to Celtic, aren't they? Singing their hearts out of the game and all that. They're just brilliant. So I hope
I think the main thing is the UEFA fines. There's been a few UEFA fines. Obviously, the Feyenoord game, the club got fined for whatever reason there, you know, and there's been a couple of other fines. So
well,
it's
look,
probably mainly
Sander,
because
UEFA are fining Celtic for anything. A Palestinian flag sites fining a team for flying a Palestinian flag. That's just ridiculous.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So that's the level that UEFA want to stoop to then. But let them do it. That's good. They're not giving themselves a good name by doing stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Just my opinion, of course. That's my opinion. I just think it's ridiculous.
For me, the whole thing's just a bit of a mess. We don't need it. We certainly do not need it. We don't need any divide with the fans. You know, the Green Brigade and the Celtic fans in general.
No.
So 3 games is a long time not to have the Green Brigade, I think. So, you know, the sooner they're back, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, aye.
Okay, mate. All right, we've done a wee bit on that. Moving on, Celtic against Hibs next weekend. We've got a TV blackout, John. There's no Sky coverage of Celtic away to Hibs, and there's no pay-per-view coverage either. So everybody's going to struggle to get that one, I'm afraid.
Aye, that happened before with Celtic, didn't it, recently?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it they played again?
There'll be links out there, won't there? Everybody will get a link somehow to watch the game, but there's no official coverage, there's no Sky Sports coverage, and there's no Hibs pay-per-view coverage. So I'm afraid it's onto the old fire stick and see what you can do.
Aye. So fortune falls on the Rangers again, didn't it? When did their away games ever miss Sky?
Never. I think there's ever been a away game that's not been shown on Sky.
Sounds like we're paranoid, but it's true. Oh, everything we're saying is true. You know, the back-to-back away fixtures and all that. A double done today for Celtic. Nothing for Rangers. All home games.
Yeah. Yeah, so... No, I know what you're saying, but the TV blackout is going to affect a lot of Celtic fans. It's a game that's normally... I'd say 99% of the time it's shown in Sky Sports. A game between Hibs and Celtic at Easter Road. It's always shown on Sky Sports, but for some reason they've pulled the plug on this one and they've decided to show Kilmarnock and Aberdeen instead. The big fixture, Kilmarnock versus Aberdeen. So they've went with that instead. So everybody get onto your phones, get onto your Fire Sticks and see if you can get a link next weekend. All right, Champions League.
See, yes, before we get into Champions League, here's the thing I wanted to mention, just that you just mentioned that there, the Champions League. We made our predictions for the team a few days ago for the Morris game against Hearts. Do you think there's a possibility some of the players will be rested, Xander, for the Champions League?
No.
Because it's Wednesday?
No. I know, but no, John, no, I know, they've sort of shafted us a wee bit there. I think they gave us a late kick-off on a Sunday and then Champions League game on a Wednesday. They've really shafted us there. But no, I can't see any players getting rested, John. I think it'll be as strong as possible a team.
All I can say is I hope so. Because the league's more important to me. It always will be more important to me, the league. Champions League's just a wee glamour fixture during the week. That's all it is to me. You're never going to get anywhere in the Champions League, never. So it's a wee glamour fixture in the middle of the week. We can only hope for a third place in the Champions League. So no, listen, the league's the most important thing to me. Strongest team for the league, always.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's enough in the Champions League then, because that's all I was going to say is what do you think would be the best outcome for us in midweek. But we'll leave that to midweek. We'll just leave the Champions League to midweek because I want to finish on, well, no finish, move on, sorry, to Celtic's B team, who played Hearts a couple of days ago, finished Hearts 2, Celtic 1. Hope that's no an omen for the Mora, John.
Nah, no chance. I can't see it.
Are you confident?
Fairly confident. I wouldn't say I was I'm chilled out about it or anything like that, but I'm no. I've not got a feeling that we're going to get a bad result tomorrow. If Celtic's going to show up, it's one of the things Brendan's instilled into the team. He knows how important it is to win all these games. So, no, I'm fairly confident about tomorrow. I'm still sticking with my last prediction, which is 2-1 to Celtic. Full strength team. I can't see Hearts beating us tomorrow at all, Xander.
Yeah.
But well, what I will say about Hearts, if you look at the last 10 games against Hearts, it's 9-1 to Celtic. 9-1.
Is it?
So
the last how many games?
The last 10 games.
Right.
9-1 to Celtic.
So Celtic have beat Hearts 9 times out of 10.
Aye. We've scored.
You're not talking about the score here, 9-1.
Well, we're looking at 9-1 maybe, aye. Well, we're looking at the 9 wins for Celtic, 1 for Hearts. Celtic's put 25 goals past them in the 10 games. Hearts have scored 10. Celtic's had 4 clean sheets out of them.
Yeah.
And Hearts only banging in the goals for fun these days. Remember, they've only scored 7 goals in 8 games.
That's right. So we have got to remember is the Scottish press are going to be all over Rangers winning 4-0 today. They're going to be loving it. So, you know, we've got to go out there and put a statement down and get a brilliant performance and a brilliant score. You know, we've got to make a statement tomorrow, you know, and shut a few people up. So I would say on the matter.
Well, look, take a 1-0 more. I don't care what the result is. As long as we win and we get the 3 points in the bag, they're chasing us. Long may it continues under that. That's all I can say. When you look at the Mora, if you want to go through some Hearts players that I think could possibly cause Celtic problems in Mora. We'll start with what's his name? I was talking about him the other day. I like him. He's a good player. Puts himself about Lawrence Shankland. Aye. So he's obviously their danger man, Lawrence Shankland. He puts himself about the park. He's not just a striker. He gets about everywhere. He's good in there. He's good with the ball at his feet. So I think we need to look out for him. Baningame, I think we need to look out for him. Of course, they've got a strong defence. Hearts as well. Big O'Fire. Herring. Strong defenders, you know. Toby Sibic, he gets up the park well as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Liam Boyce is back, of course, for Hearts. I do rate Liam Boyce, good strong player. Good Celtic fan, Liam Boyce as well. I know a couple of guys for his family. They're all good Celtic men. Liam Boyce, a good Celtic man. Of course, James Forrest's brother, I don't think he gets that many starts for Hearts these days. Just some possibilities it could be causes a wee bit of danger. Barry Mackay, ex-Rangers player. Andy Halliday, of course. I just laugh when I say his name for some reason. Hope he doesn't prove me wrong and score against us or anything. But that's just a few of the players. Big, what's his name? Sander Clark in goals for them. Craig Gordon's apparently no long for making a comeback after his long-term injury.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be Sander Clark in goals. So they've got a few players worth watching, you know.
Yeah. And one thing's for sure is they'll give us a game. They will come out there battling and fighting for every single ball in the Mora. So we need to be on top of our game in the Mora to get that result.
Oh, aye, of course. And it's going to be a hard game. No, we're not kidding ourselves here. It's the wee tight stadium. The fans are right on your back. I don't know, but I still think, like I said before, Celtics came through adversity before, didn't they? The no fans with a depleted team at Ibrox and Livingston with 10 men, and you also had Motherwell scoring in the 95th minute injury time. We thought we were losing points there, but no, 97 minutes injury time, Celtic get the winner. So, look, this Celtic team are up for it, Xander. You know, they're up for the fight. So that's what you've got to keep in mind, that Celtic are a form team now, bang on form. So, Hearts, they might come out and have a go tomorrow, but I think it'll leave them exposed.
Yeah, obviously Tynecastle is one of the hardest places to go in the league. So, yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it anyway, and good luck to the boys tomorrow. Good luck to Celtic, and just get up the road or down the road with the 3 points, and we'll move on to the Champions League on Wednesday night. All right, John, have you any comments to give us before we go?
Aye, there's a few.
From the previous podcast.
Aye, I'll go through a few of them. So, you, Dave, cheers, lads. Always enjoy the wee podcast. No pretentious nonsense, straight to the point, and no waffling on. Hail, hail. Aye, thanks for that. That's true. We do waffle on a wee bit, right enough, but who doesn't it?
Cheers, you, Dave. Cheers, you, Dave, for that. I know, that's it.
Right, and then you get mad about football. Good to have the real football back. I think
Definitely.
that's totally the international stuff. That's
yeah, and by the way, congratulations to Scotland on qualifying as well. I've not mentioned that yet. So well done to Steve Clark and his team.
Aye, definitely, aye. I'm glad Scotland's qualified. Don't need to worry about their next 2 games that's left. It's unusual for Scotland to be in that position, Xander, so well done.
Yeah, well done to the Scotland lads. Well done to every one of
them. So we've got Paul again. It's always Paul's, seem to comment. Paul McComb. So I was trying to get that boy's name right. It's Paul McComb. His name is, but it comes up as user for some reason. So Paul McComb says, it's to fit in for Sky, always playing at silly times. We will turn up, do the business, play them off the park. Hail, hail, lads. Entertaining as usual. Well done. Thank you very much for that, Paul McComb.
Brilliant, Paul. I hope you're right, buddy. Hope you're right.
He's talking about it fits in with Sky always and all that. I think it's in reference to what we says in the podcast about the kick-off times and all that. That's what Paul was talking about there. Thanks for the comment, Paul.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you.
The comment a few hours ago from Roseanne. Mon boys, can do it. Good luck. Love the show, guys. Thank you very much indeed for that, Roseanne.
Yeah, thanks, Roseanne. Thank you. Yeah, and hopefully we can do it. Hopefully she's right and we can do it. You know, I'm feeling confident about the Mora, John. I'm feeling confident. Because it's Tynecastle, and I think that's where Brendan lost his unbeaten run, wasn't it? The beat is 4-0. You've got all these wee things in the back of your mind, but as you say, the team's playing half decent football just now. We're getting the results as well. So I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow, John. I'm looking forward to it. Any other comments?
David Gemmell. David always leaves quite a long comment, so I'll read it anyway. Thanks for the comment, David. Lucky if there'll be a game on Sunday with the weather forecast, gales, heavy rain, and it's forecast, guys. And this is not 70s, guys. Quick edit. If all's okay, I'd always go Celtic v Hearts and still do. I think it's no use commas and that there, so I'm kind of trying to break it up. It's best. Sorry, David. I'm trying to find it hard to read that. But we can do with some more physicality within the ranks. I agree with that. They need a wee bit more physicality. Although Celtic are quite physical, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Guys in Maeda's quite physical. All that stuff. Mattarelli gets stuck in. Calmac gets stuck in. Real Hattati, good in there and all that. Battles for everything. I think we've got quite a lot of physicality, actually, David.
Alistair Johnson. And as regards to the weather tomorrow, I'm sitting here now and it's actually sunny. Obviously, I'm in the east end of Glasgow. It's a different story, but so hopefully the game will not be affected tomorrow.
Aye. Well, I just read it a wee line or two for David there because they're quite long comments. Want to get through them. So thanks for the comment, David. I appreciate it.
Cheers, David. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks very much, mate. I really appreciate that. Paul McEwen, as always. Hail, hail, Paul. That's all Paul ever says.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks for that. Hail to you, buddy.
He comes on and says his wee bit on every podcast. Hail, hail. Few wee flags. Always good to see. Thanks for that, Paul. It's always good to see you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, my man.
And Elaine 2367 is always on the comments as well. I'll say 2-1 to Celtic. Hail, hail, everyone. Well, I said 2-1 to Celtic as well. Thanks for the comment, Elaine.
Well, I hope the 2 years are wrong. It's 2-0. Then that'll put me up to 5-2, but we'll not go into that just now.
Aye, well. I'm on a 2-1. The more I think 2-1's won you a few results. That's why you're ahead. 2-1.
Right, okay, fair enough.
If anybody doesn't know, we're counting who wins the correct score prediction until the end of the season. Xander's winning 4-2 right now. I think all his games have been 2-1 wins. He picks the same score all the time, but never mind.
I can't remember.
I've picked 2-1 for Mora, so it's my turn. Hopefully it will work for me. Then we've got Chris 3-2-11. Sorry, Chris D 2-3-11. Now Chris leaves some tasty language here, so we can't read that out. When I say tasty, I mean he's going in for the kill with some of the stuff. But the basis of his comment is, why were you playing at 2 on Sunday, then Champions League 3 days later? And he uses some language like it's shocking, with an F word before it, an F bomb. It's effing shocking. They do everything to help the rankles. I think it means the Sefco. But the basis of his point is, why were you playing at 2 on Sunday, then Champions League 3 days later? And basically, somebody's not doing us favours. So I can't agree any less with that, Chris. Any more with you, sorry. We're playing at 2 on Sunday, then Champions League 3 days later. That's the basis of his point. I kind of went the long road to get to his point there, but
I think we've already mentioned that it's nearly a 3 o'clock kick-off on a Sunday to Champions League on a Wednesday. It is unfair, but you've just got to play it. You've got to play the games. That's all you can do. There's no point in moaning about it. We've just got to do it. And unfortunately, that's the cards we've been dealt. You know,
that's why I was saying.
A good point, actually. Like, actually, a good point, and thanks for bringing it up.
Aye, no, exactly. I agree with everything Chris is saying there. Why are we playing at 2 on Sunday and then Champions League 3 days later? I mean, I totally agree with that. That's bad organisation, you know. It's look, it is what it is, and that's why I said to you earlier, do you think that Celtic might rest a few players for the Champions League because of that very point that Chris just made? So I don't know. Sorry, Chris, I don't know what to say to that. I agree with exactly what you're saying, but you know, it's out of our hands and it is what it is. We just got on with it.
Yeah. Thanks for the point, Chris. Cheers, my man.
Thanks, Chris. And Ghost Tracker, of course, thinks it's going to be 3-0 to the Tick.
3-0. That'd be nice. A nice, easy, non-heart affected performance. Doesn't affect the heart, you know, nice and relaxing. I would take that all day long. And you never know, it might be one of the games we come out of there with a 3 or a 4-0. Could be. Who is it who said that, John?
Ghost Tracker.
Ghost Tracker. Could be Ghost Tracker. I hope you're right. I hope you get your score prediction right.
Do you think Ghost Tracker keeps track of ghosts?
I don't know.
Do you think
maybe that's his actual... Maybe that's his name. Maybe his name's Michael Ghost Tracker.
It could be that. Listen, I don't know Ghost Tracker, but if you're one of these guys that creeps about haunted houses and all that in the middle of the night, good luck to you tracking all ghosts. You get any evidence, share it with us on the podcast. I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, let us know what it is, why you're called Ghost Tracker. That'd be good to know.
We could maybe get Ghost Tracker on Halloween.
No, you're right enough. Aye, they're coming up to that time of year, isn't it? Okay, wait. All right, any more comments? Is that us done?
That's us, I think, Xander. That's how long's that we've been on? That's about 40 minutes, just about. So I think we'll call it a day there. I was going to say gay there again for some reason, but we'll call it a day there.
Aye. just to finish, if you could hit that like button, that'd be very much appreciated. If you're watching or listening to this, just hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. John and myself would really appreciate that. It'd help the channel out quite a lot.
Aye, absolutely. And just before we go as well, before you go, we'll just do another wee Columbo here.
One more thing.
Just one more thing. We'll be going live probably the end of the month, Xander.
Yeah, 31st is when the ban
Strike.
is lifted for the channel, or the strike, sorry. But yeah, 31st is when we'll go live.
So we will be going live. So it'd be good if you could all join us for that one. That'll be a good day. We're hoping that the views start to pick up again. This channel's really needing people to watch it right now because of the strike. But we'll be going live the end of the month, and you can join us on the live chat and all that stuff when we go live. That'll be good to see you all there, of course.
Yep, absolutely. It'll be a wee change, but it's something different. All right, John, thanks for coming on tonight. I know that's nearly 45 minutes, so we'll call it a day there. Okay, buddy?
Okay, Xander, I'll speak to you next time, mate. All the best.
Okay, buddy.
Hail.
And hail, buddy. Enjoy the game tomorrow. See you later.